You know, it's so wonderful having the Lord Jesus living in our hearts and in our lives. I'm a Christian man, and the best part about being a Christian is that the Lord Jesus makes us complete. The Christ life is a complete life. It means that He comes into our hearts and into our lives and forgives us for our sin. He writes our name in God's book in heaven. And then He begins a work in us, taking to us to a point of maturation in our own faith. That's why evangelism is incomplete until the evangelized become the evangelists. You see, the life of Christ is essentially a reproductive life. Even from the time of creation, man was placed on this earth in order to reproduce. And the life of Christ is reproduced in an individual like you and me, and then taken, shared with others, that the life of Christ might be shared with all for whom Christ died. And I love telling people about the Lord Jesus. How about you? I know it's one of the most difficult things to do sometimes, isn't it? In fact, it makes a lot of us quite afraid. But you know, one of the things I've learned is just to be simple and to speak from your heart. My favorite expression is just simply to ask people, would you like to give your heart to the Lord Jesus? It's really a basic question. You see, I've come to discover that people who know the Lord Jesus will never have a problem answering that question. Oh yes, I've given my heart to Jesus. But any person who doesn't know Christ will never know how to answer that properly. That will give you an idea of where to go to next. And where do you go to next? God has given us so much in His Word. But the greatest place to be when you share your faith and tell people about Jesus is to go back into your own heart. Tell people what Jesus means to you. And when you share your testimony, you'll get such joy because you'll become partnered into the life of Christ. You will become complete because others become complete in the Lord Jesus.